thing. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Every single lukewarm openly tries to deny the semi-flat realm that God put us in. And consistently, the people that are so clearly close to God just casually accept, yes, we live in a semi-flat realm because God said so. How many verses are we told, believe God over man? God is the truth. Every man's a liar. Jesus is the word of God made flesh.
So you're the liar
Where does your
too.
faith stand if you think you're going to refute what God said with the word of a group of Scientology cult members that started an organization in the 50s? The serpent tongue logo.
God.
They're
Oh my God. I'm done. I'm done. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, Sean. Sean, I have a question for you. Do you believe that moon and sun and stars and planets exist out of our planet? Yes or no?
Yes, absolutely.
So you're a Scientologist.
Not only am I Scientologist, but apparently I'm a lukewarm Christian. We come and do this every week because we're lukewarm and not on fire for the Lord.
Yeah, but seriously, she's going from being a scientist or believing in science to Scientology. I mean, okay, we all make mistakes. Just check on me. I can't even pronounce many words as a foreigner. Like I stutter. You know, like Moses. I have all these problems. I can misinterpret things. I can misread things. Like all of us. But dude, like, this is kind of big. Science and Scientology, this is embarrassing. Having a platform and make a big, mistake like this, edit the video because she doesn't go live like most of the times we go live, or post a comment in your video. Maybe she did. I don't know. But again, okay. Even if she made a proper word, people who believe in open space, in a big universe, they're like lukewarm. Seriously, let me ask you, lady, how much more of the glory and honor and awe and majesty of God is portraying a vast, huge, unlimited space and universe than a flat Earth with a dome and 10-ish stars and planets or so, in that dome, and that's it. Nothing else exists. Don't you? I mean, look, just take a telescope. Look at the stars, how they're amazing. Look at all the laws of the universe. They're bounding these planets and stars to how they look, what they're made of. The law of gravity and so many other laws that they're bound to. Look how God puts everything in a motion, like a mastermind. This clock worker, he had to put everything perfectly in motion. People said, programmers, people who are into coding, that Google's code is abnormally huge and complex. Maybe someone else has bigger now and more complex code for a software by now. But this was back in the day said about Google. Everything has to be put in place so Google would operate instantly for billions of people worldwide, so we can find all these websites, research results, and all of this. Imagine how more complex God had to put. You're basically saying, let's say that I have now in 2025, I can open Google and find millions sites in 1 second. In 1 second, that it can be any topic that I want to research. For example, I don't know, I like Huskies or German Shepherds. So I just type that, enter, I have million sites in a second. Don't you think that will bring you more in awe to the coder of Google than if there will be just one search result or two? Wouldn't you be more in awe and more impressed if there are like millions of results or just one? You're so close-minded to see God in a small box. Like, God just made this and he's there and nothing else exists. Dude, you don't have to believe in NASA's altered photos. You don't have to believe in sci-fi movies. You don't have to believe in aliens. None of these things to believe that, like, look, through the telescope, you can see that there are distant planets and stars. Forget about conspiracies. Forget about the evil NASA people. And by the way, many Christians work there. But let's not talk about them because they're lukewarm and they sold their souls to NASA, right? Which is, again, insane. Check out for yourself. Don't you think that all this vast universe portrays someone who is even bigger than that? So the bigger the universe, the bigger is our God. Not physically, but just in every other way, spiritually, mentally, emotionally. God put all of that in motion and yet wants to walks in the garden with you and me. So your thinking of God is actually too small. Your thinking of God is not so impressive to make me like literally like when Thomas bent his knees before Jesus said, "Oh my Lord, oh my God." That's what I think when I look at the universe. So your view, my sister, is very limited and very narrow of God. It's not helping your case at all. Your arguments are not good. Sean?
Yeah, the flat Earth model of the universe is so it is analogous to me going out and looking at our solar system and the vastness and the beauty and the complexity and how gravity works with all of it, keeping everything in a somewhat relatively for now stable movement. Uh, Compare that with a little mobile of a solar system, a little diagram that they build with the little styrofoam balls. That is the analogy of the universe as we know it to be versus the little flat Earth with a little hemisphere over it, and the planets exist in the firmament. That's just ridiculous. That's it. Not only is it ridiculous, but you're stealing glory from God, like what Nico said. Imagine all in this universe that she's talking about. The only thing God would have to do is just wind up the mechanisms and let them go, and they're relatively close to each other. In the universe that we know of, on the other side of the universe, which is something that literally we will never see. Light is moving too far, too fast. We will never see it. We can only see close to where we originally came from and are moving this direction. Now imagine the opposite direction from that. Um, we will never know that, and yet God is controlling all of the environment over there. At the same moment, He's keeping you alive, keeping you in being. The universe is expanding rapidly, and God is in complete control of all of it. It's not a little diagram. It's not a little mobile. This is like you said, it just enhances our understanding of the glory of God.